Nothing being shared today is meant to be a replacement for therapy with a licensed mental health professional. Everything we share is for educational purposes only. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 of 4 for the Temperaments. And so, hopefully, you tuned in yesterday and you got a feel for the melancholic temperament, which I told you I identified with. Let's get into this temperament. And as I said before, I will tell you what the temperament is midway through or by the end of this video or audio, whether you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to it on my podcast. Okay, so this temperament is considered to be more of the peacemaker, the more laid back one. And when I try to describe this temperament, I always say peace and love, baby, peace and love, because they just cool. They just like to chill. They're all about people getting along and just taking things day by day. They're not really in a rush or have much of a sense of urgency to really do anything. So when we think about their strengths, this temperament, their strengths are more like very diplomatic, considered to be extremely kind. They're patient with anyone, even at work. They're kind of like pretty much very harmonious. They're very even-tempered type of people, and they, can tolerate a lot. However, if you think about their weaknesses, for them, it's a lot different. It's sometimes a little bit more extreme. They can be very stubborn. See, at first I was saying how patient they were, but if pushed, they will be considered to be very stubborn. That's a very stubborn temperament. But the other thing is most people see this temperament as kind of lazy, but they're not really lazy. They're just, laid back, as I said in the beginning. They are also seemingly very unenthusiastic about doing things, because as far as they're concerned, they just want to chill out and just relax, and they'll tell people that too. Just don't worry about it. Just chill out. Just relax. It's no big deal, because they have a very low sense of urgency for anything, and they're very passionate about whatever it is that they actually decide to do. So if they are gifted at something, or they're good at something, or they have a really strong skill, they stick with that skill, and they don't really need no change. And they're not really all about getting promoted, or, when they're at work, they don't care nothing about a lot of promotions, unless the promotion is something that's going to be stable and a little bit relaxed. They don't want nothing that's going to require too much of their time, because they really like to just kind of relax on things. So you don't see them as much as people who really want to be supervising other people, because they just don't really want that headache. They don't want that experience, especially if they have to supervise or manage people that just are just over the top with their personality or their character. They are also known to be kind of indecisive. So if you were somebody involved with a person that had this temperament, and you were thinking, you should pursue that, you should do this, you should go for that, and they be saying, yeah, I thought about doing that, but you never see them actually going for it or pursuing it, because most of the time they're kind of content with where they are. And if they're not content with where they are, that's when they'll go for something different. They're good with not making a whole lot of changes. So they don't have that sense of urgency to do things or do more things, but they will perfect the thing that they're doing. They will be really good at whatever it is that they're doing. I love being around this type of a temperament. Why? Because they usually keep things in harmony and peace. And because that's what they love. They need harmony, they need peace. So when you think about them and their needs, they absolutely need respect. They definitely need to be considered worthy, or for people to see them as worthy. And what I mean by that is, although they don't care to make a whole lot of plans or be in charge of planning anything, they do want to be included, and they do want people to ask them their opinion about stuff. One thing I understand about them, they have a serious need for low stress. they really need to have an environment that has very little stress involved. So you would never want to push this type of a temperament into a corner, because although they're the most kind, passionate, compassionate type of, impatient type of temperament, if they are pushed into a corner or somebody is pushing them to do something and rushing them to do something, they will go off. So sometimes I like to tell people that they can be the most dangerous if they are pushed. So don't push this temperament. They are very kind and they love people, and they're more people oriented. They're not task driven, they're people oriented. Here's a scenario that might make you understand a little bit more about it. Here's a scenario for you. Think about a time when maybe you asked this person, hey, what do you want to eat for dinner? Or where do you want to go out to eat? And they're like, you know what? It's up to you. Wherever you want to go, I'm cool with it. It don't matter to me one way or the other, whatever. The thing is like, come on, decide for once. It's like, it don't really matter to me. You know, if you want this and that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for whatever it is that you want to do. So they're very indecisive in that way. But they still want you to consider, okay, well, I'm thinking about this one or this one. Which one are you good with? You know, I'm good with that one if that's what you want, you know. So they're not one that really do a whole lot of decision making, but they don't want you to just pick something without even at least asking them about it. Now I'm gonna tell you what this temperament is. This temperament is considered to be phlegmatic. And when I think of this temperament, I think of green grass and trees blowing in the wind, because their color that I relate to them is green. For a lot of people, as I said earlier, people kind of consider them to be lazy, and that's how they appear at times. And they just kind of chill, they lay back, you know, they ain't really worried about doing nothing. They be better at just staying at home, playing their games, or staying at home and chilling and watching movies, and they good with that. You know, they don't need to go out and do a whole lot of things, but they like having people around, you know, as long as it's not causing them any stress. So you will be good to have that type of temperament in your circle, your inner circle, because when you're over the top and acting a fool and stressed out and freaking out about something, they will bring you down. They will just calm you down and like, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Peace and love, you know, don't stress about it. It's going to be all right. You know, to me, that's the perfect temperament to be around when I'm having my moments or having my stressed out moments. And they're the temperament also that will really listen to anything that you got to say. But on the flip side of it is if I say, hey, when are you gonna go do that? I thought you said you was gonna take the trash out. I thought you said you was gonna, you know, wash the dishes. And you're like, I'm gonna do it. Just give me a minute, I'm gonna do it. So that's what I'm referring to when it's like, don't push them. You know, for them, you may have to say, hey, you said that you was going to do the dishes. Can you give me a time frame and when you might think to do that? And then let them give you that information. Well, I hope you got something from this video as well. And I wonder if you related to this temperament as opposed to the one yesterday, the melancholic. Leave me a comment or just reach out and let me know what you thought about this. And share this with your friends if you choose to. Until the next time, everyone, good mental health, good spiritual health, and as always, good physical health. Y'all take great care.